Good afternoon, Magic Tribe. Welcome back to Magic Ministries. I'm Nina Diederich, and, well, this is our daily get-together. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to name it or if I'm just going to give every day its own title. Because honestly, I'm not pulling by day, I'm just pulling by energy. So whenever you're called to these is when the message is right for you. And today, well, the message was a little bit cryptic and it took me a little bit to figure it out. And it started off with kind of a funny story. I have had this weird obsession with trying to create a cheeseburger pizza because, of course, we're mostly vegetarian. We still eat eggs and some dairy. But pizza is like my all-time favorite thing. So today I finally put together my pizza and then I put it in the oven and I almost totally forgot about it and burnt it. Right? And I wonder how many of us actually kind of sort of do that in real life too as well. We put so much work and effort into something that we really, really, really want, and then we put it in the oven to bake and forget about it because we get distracted and start working on another project instead of seeing the first one to fulfillment. And then that got me to thinking about how impatient we are as humans and how much we really, really need to slow down before the universe gives us a reason to. Which, led down the rabbit hole of, is that why illnesses are created and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's been a philosophical morning. So I don't know if you guys are feeling that energy too, or if it's just me. But, it is what it is. The other message that I was getting to was that this whole process is, as an awakening, is more us just becoming in touch with our own observer perspective. And when you can kind of step outside of yourself and look at you throwing a temper tantrum and go, there, that's me doing it again. And then maybe sometimes redirect yourself, not every time, but sometimes, to make a different response, then, you really are making a step in the right direction. And once you start noticing these things, you can't unsee it, right? But sometimes it causes, all the time, really, it comes about because something happened that triggered the situation and somebody finally revealed their authentic truth and how you made them feel about something. And I kind of think life is sort of doing that too, making us realize how she feels about what we're doing. So if you're really starting to be in tune with your own intuition, you can understand what I'm talking about when I say that we're getting a lot of the same messages all the way around. Eat clean, think clean, be clean in thought and action, right? And that's just to keep us in a high enough vibration that we're still contributing to the collective whole of the awakening, right? Because part of the process is maintaining your own vibration. And the faster you can get your own vibration under control, the faster things start to manifest in your life in a good way. Although they will manifest the other end of the stick just as quickly if you're not maintaining control of your thoughts and words. Because what follows thoughts and words? Deeds. And what is a manifestation but the culmination of thought, word, and deed? Right? So make sure you're culminating that from a space of now and not a space of fear of the future or the past recreating itself in the now. They're very different. Let's pull a divine wisdom card, and I'm just going to reach into the box and pull cards out today, and we're just going to see where it goes. Let's see, the divine wisdom deck is right here. I'm going to get this card. Oh, we got, and I still managed to pull more than one out, even when I'm trying to just pull one. Oh, the universe does have her way. So here's our first message from Source. I'm just going to hold the picture up while I read it. It says, you must first see yourself as worthy before you can see another as worthy. You must first see yourself as blessed before you can see another as blessed. And you must first know yourself to be holy before you can acknowledge holiness in another. Right? Indeed. And the next one kind of looks like the same area-ish. Maybe just from a different view. Right? Maybe the bigger picture. It's hard to say. But in the true order of things, one does not do something in order to be happy, is the message, Majik Tribe. Because one is happy and hence does something. One does not do some things in order to be compassionate. One is compassionate and hence acts in a certain way. You see, the soul's decision precedes the body's action in a highly conscious person, right? The more aware you become of your actions, the easier it is to police them before they even come about. And usually it's because you start avoiding the situations that trigger you to begin with. Because, we're realizing that that's what big kids do. It's not that they're untriggered by the things. It's just that they have managed to control their response to it and usually go vent privately somewhere, screaming into a pillow in the bathroom. Right? I mean, that is what it is. You could be pissed about something without having to shove it down the other person's throat, right? They don't realize why you're pissed or even care usually. And usually it's just because they're trying to trigger you into a reaction so that they can get their own need met to have a fight with someone, right? Or something else. Usually it's a botched attempt at trying to get attention where, they should be getting it from themselves instead. It just shows disconnection. You don't have to sink into disconnection too. You can stay connected to Source and realize that, well, it's not your problem and you don't really care. Alright, so today, because I was uber serious yesterday, I'm going to pull cards from the Affirmatorus deck, just because I feel like we kind of need a little bit of a lighter note anyways. We just went through all these super serious transits, and full moon, and 111 portal, and oh my goodness, that's a million other things too. And I think we're all ready for a little bit of a return to a sense of humor. So, I'm just going to shuffle these really quick and then I'm going to put them back up there. Just because, honestly, I can't remember if I did it yesterday. Give me just a second. I'm pretty sure I did, but it never hurts. And the family deck. We'll just get a card from each one today and see what our note from sources about our relationship to ourselves, others, and our love partnerships. Alright, so let's start with our relationship to ourselves. And we get courage. Oh, I love this card. It's one of my favorites. So, remember, Magic family, no one is fearless. No one. But even though I'm not fearless, I am courageous. And when fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to that fear and kick it in the nuts and quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away. Right? And our family relationships. Oh, I pulled two out. We get showing up. Ooh, I like that one though. And a bonus card. Weirdly, I was just thinking maybe it was a bonus card, and it is a bonus card. We get bonding and showing up in our family relationships. Today bodes well for the love department all the way around. Familial and relational. So, showing up says, when the going gets tough for anyone in our family, we will muster our support and show up for them. Heck, we might even go above and beyond for them. We might even go below and through for them. We might even go around and around and around and eventually need to stop and ask for directions to get to them. But we are definitely going to show up. Right? Because we didn't choose the branches on our family tree. But we can choose to get to know them better. And it seems there's the potential for a budding friendship somewhere in there. And all it will take to get it going is some watering and fertilizer. Provided you don't mind handling a little more family crap, that is. So, sidle up at the next horseshoe game or ham roast. I don't know your rituals. And ask some slightly more interesting than average, or decidedly personal and borderline invasive questions. You'll be surprised what conversation grows. I love those cards. Alright, and for our love relationship, we get self-worth. Ooh, I like that. So we are casting off all concerns about what people think of us today. Because we know we are totally kick-ass people. And our kick-assness can never be diminished by rejection. So, people can think what they think and feel what they feel. In the meantime, we're just going to keep on knowing what we know without thinking about what they're thinking about what we already know. I think. Right? Seriously. Alright, let's get one more card from the Soul Coaching Oracle and see what we can work on today. And we'll read this one out of the book. These are by Denise Lynn. And we get beginnings. So today we are focusing on our new beginnings. And we cherish all the cycles in our life. Ooh, I really, really like that. Alright. Beginnings. Pages are stuck together. Okay, here we go. So, I love the picture on this one too. It says, a new cycle is beginning in your life. Wipe the slate clean. It's now time to release the old and start again. Your soul wants you to know life goes in cycles. In the phases of the earth, the plants die in the fall so that there can be new birth in the spring. It's the universal dance of death and rebirth. There's a time to end and begin. And this is the close of one cycle and the beginning of another. And although it's often difficult to release familiar routines, situations, or relationships when they no longer empower you, your soul asks that you not cling to the old, but set sail into new waters. Face your fear and allow yourself to stretch in a new direction. Your soul is at your side, and wonderful opportunities will be born in your life. Wholeness occurs when you can say yes to both endings and beginnings. And our affirmation for this message is, I cherish all the cycles in my life, right? We are going to focus on our courage by showing up in our relationships and bonding and realizing that we are worth it in absolutely every way, every day. I'll see all of you tomorrow or in a potential another video. Just depends on when they're all published, right? I love you beyond measure. Be good. Be good to yourselves. But most of all, be good to each other because it's working. Bye now.